Jana Duggar hosts younger sisters in new home in Nebraska with husband Stephen Wisman. Jana Wisman, nee Duggar, welcomed her sisters to town as they visited her new home with her husband, Stephen Wisman. Having family in town always makes things more enjoyable. Jana, 34, shared a carousal of photos from the outing via Instagram on Sunday, October 27. "I had a wonderful time with my sisters as we worked together on our house. We spent countless hours painting the walls and ceilings, along with tackling other projects." The photos featured the youngest four Duggar sisters, Johanna, Jennifer, Jordan, and Josie, taking up paintbrushes to lend a hand with the renovation, along with enjoying multiple snack breaks. The 19 kids and counting alum gushed about creating so many fun memories together, adding, "I think tacos and coffee are pretty much what fueled us through our day." Jana has been giving fans a behind-the-scenes look as she renovates the Nebraska home she now shares with her new husband, whom she married in August. The oldest Duggar daughter is known for her DIY projects at her family's Arkansas compound, and she has found her perfect match in Stephen, who has experience in commercial painting. In an October 20 video posted to her YouTube account, she showed off a before and after look at the brand new kitchen they remodeled. "They say do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life. It is so true," Jana said in the footage. "When I'm working on projects like this, I really feel like I'm in my element. I love the challenge of broadening my skill set and figuring out how to do new things." In addition, she told her followers that the work and effort feels extra rewarding, as this is the home she would begin her married life with Stephen. "I imagine it will be so much more meaningful to use this space in the years to come, remembering all the hard work and elbow grease we put into making this space what it is," the Counting on alum continued, adding that she was really looking forward to decorating this and turning this into a home. Jana shocked longtime TLC fans after she revealed she married Stephen following a secret courtship. In Touch confirmed via court records on August 14 that the TLC personality and Stephen had obtained a marriage license in Arkansas. The couple made it down the aisle one day later at the Grand at Willow Springs, about 30 minutes from the Duggar family's compound in Tontitown. Jana was joined by several of her sisters, with Jessa nee Duggar, acting as the maid of honor. Joanna nee Duggar, Johanna, 19, Jinger Duggar, Jordan, 15, and sister-in-law, Abby Duggar served as bridesmaids. Jana later reflected on her big move from Arkansas to Nebraska, admitting she was gonna miss being close to family. Joanna nee Duggar dyed her full head of hair for the first time with boxed hair dye, but felt instant regret and ended up in tears over the transformation. "You only live once and girls just want to have fun" was behind this decision, Joanna, 27, captioned an Instagram reel on Monday, October 28. "And then I quickly realized this was a stupid decision." In the video, Joanna documented the process as she and her friend Gaby dyed her hair a dark shade in their bathroom as a DIY project. Joanna predicted she was going to regret doing her hair transformation, adding, "I'm going to love it or I'm going to hate it. Then I'm going to go get it fixed. You only live once, right? Might as well just do it. I've been talking about wanting to do it for almost a year now," she explained in the footage. "A little bit nervous. I've never done anything like this before in my life, but I'm excited." Unfortunately, after washing and drying her hair, the result was not what the TLC personality had hoped for, and she struggled to hold back her tears. "It's a little darker," Gaby said as the Counting on alum took in the result. "Instant regret, but okay, it's going to lighten with washes. It's a very dark bathroom." "It's a very dark bathroom," Joanna's sister Jessa nee Duggar echoed in the comments. Meanwhile, other fans encouraged the mom of three to give the look a chance and reminded her that the color would fade quickly. "Oh, I like it. It is dark, but like she said, it will lighten up. It always does," one user said. While another follower added, "I love it too." Sure, it's a change, but it's not like you went deep black or white blonde. It's actually nice, and I hope you live with it for a couple days at least before doing anything. Joanna shared the start of her transformation a day earlier, revealing that she made a last-minute decision to spontaneously dye her hair with store-bought color. Joanna dyeing her virgin hair for the first time was a significant moment for the 19 Kids and Counting alum, as she had previously been prohibited from even cutting her hair due to her family's strict religious beliefs. Our hairstyle is our choice, and we choose longer hair based on our understanding of 1 Corinthians 11:14-15. One excerpt from their 2014 book Growing Up Duggar read, adding, "While it is a shame for a man to have long hair, a woman's hair is her glory." After Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar rose to fame in 2008 with their TLC reality series, 19 Kids and Counting, 16 years later, things look a lot different. Their show, originally known as 17 Kids and Counting, offered fans a glimpse into their large family's daily life, eventually leading to the spin-off Counting On, which featured the older Duggar sisters, Jill Dillard and Jessa Sewald, both nee Duggar. However, following the cancellation of Counting On in 2021, tensions within the Duggar family became apparent, particularly after Josh Duggar's legal troubles came to light. In 2021, Josh was arrested on charges of receiving and possessing child pornography, a revelation that seemingly shocked the family and their fans. Several family members began to question their upbringing in the ultra-conservative Institute in Basic Life Principles, which Jim Bob and Michelle still follow to this day. The June 2023 Amazon Prime docuseries Shiny Happy People, Duggar Family Secrets brought even more issues within the family to light, with some of the Duggar siblings choosing to distance themselves from Jim Bob and Michelle. While none of the Duggar children have seemingly 100% severed ties with their parents, here's where they stand with Jim Bob and Michelle. Jill has been particularly vocal about the strained relationship with her parents. In 2020, she revealed in a YouTube video that she is not on the best terms with her family, and in interviews, she has admitted to not having one-on-one contact with her dad, citing the need to establish healthy boundaries. Despite this tension, Jill and her husband, Derek Dillard, have been seen attending family gatherings, suggesting that while their relationship is complicated, there remains some sort of tie to her parents. In 2024, Jim Bob and Michelle were spotted at the funeral for Jill's stillborn daughter, Isla, ultimately showing their support for their daughter. Jessa and her husband, Ben Sewald, have confirmed they do not adhere to the teachings of in past Q and A's on their Instagram accounts. As reported by the Instagram Without a Crystal Ball in 2022, Ben also allegedly addressed the risks of becoming entangled in a false religion in a sermon he delivered, which appeared to reference the principles that Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar instilled in their kids. He further elaborated on the topic by discussing those who seek public admiration for their faith, but do not adhere to the same principles when not in the spotlight. Jinger nee Duggar, has also seemingly distanced herself from the IBLP and discussed her evolving faith and disentangling herself from her childhood beliefs in her memoir, Becoming Free Indeed. While promoting her book, she revealed to people that fear was a huge part of her childhood, referring to her IBLP past. On the Unplanned podcast in 2024, Jinger gave an update on her relationship with Jim Bob and Michelle, saying, "I love them. We have differences. Everything's not perfect between us. At the end of the day, I love them and I know that they know that." While most of her family remains near the home base in Arkansas, Jinger has strayed away, now calling Los Angeles her home. In the podcast, she mentioned how she keeps in contact with her family and that she tries to call her mom regularly. Jinger nee Duggar, has also seemingly distanced herself from and discussed her evolving faith and disentangling herself from her childhood beliefs in her memoir, Becoming Free Indeed. While promoting her book, she revealed to people that fear was a huge part of her childhood, referring to her past. On the Unplanned podcast in 2024, Jinger gave an update on her relationship with Jim Bob and Michelle, saying, I love them. We have differences. Everything's not perfect between us. At the end of the day, I love them and I know that they know that. While most of her family remains near the home base in Arkansas, Jinger has strayed away, now calling Los Angeles her home. In the podcast, she mentioned how she keeps in contact with her family and that she tries to call her mom regularly. Joyanna Forsyth, née Duggar, revealed in a 2023 YouTube video that she and her husband Austin Forsyth were never involved with the organization in question. Austin explained that once they got married they started distancing themselves from those functions, and mentioned how they discussed throughout their relationship that they were going to use their literature, presumably talking about how they will raise their own children. Amy King, née Duggar, Jim Bob's niece, and who notably appeared on 19 Kids and Counting as Cousin Amy, has been the most outspoken about her estrangement from the family. In a series of videos on TikTok in 2020, Jill Duggar is one such family member who doesn't have a good relationship with her family. Duggar News followers know all the injustices the siblings in the family had to face. It was because of Josh Duggar and allegations about him for molestation. But she spoke up about this and also appeared in a documentary exposing her family's toxic practices. Alas, Jill has been going through a rather tough time this year. It was devastating when she and her husband Derek announced how their baby girl had passed away at 4 months due to stillbirth. But it looks like fans feel there has been another major loss in Jill's family that she may be trying to conceal. Did her dog pass away as well? While most of the Duggar family members have remained mum about Josh Duggar's imprisonment or the Shiny Happy People documentary, Jill isn't one of them. She believes in standing up for what's right, even if it means exposing her family. So her bonds are a bit strained, but she still tries to put her best foot forward. Her family is currently trying to heal. Every Duggar News follower must know by now that Jill and Derek had dealt with a devastating loss. They were gearing up to welcome their daughter, Isla Duggar. But she is no more in this world as Jill had a stillbirth in her 4th month of pregnancy. So this year has been quite tough for the family. Viewers began to speculate they may have gone through another loss. Jill's family had a dog, Fenna. They hadn't seen her in a long while. So Duggar News followers began to wonder where she was. Some worried that she was no longer in this world, and others thought the family may have given her up to the shelter. But Jill nullified these rumors by sharing a glimpse of her in a reel. Duggars have a bad reputation when it comes to losing pets. So it was natural for viewers to worry. But Fenna was peacefully resting in one of the shots Jill had shared on one of her Instagram stories. The audience took a sigh of relief at this sight, and the realization that followed. As mentioned above, Jill Duggar's family has been dealing with the aftermath of losing their 4th daughter, Isla. She and her husband Derek had also hosted a funeral for their baby girl-to-be. As per their pregnancy announcement, she would have been due in the month of August, but life had other plans. Now speculations are implying Jill is pregnant again. While Jill has not confirmed this news, she shared a picture of herself on the treadmill. Viewers spotted a bump on her belly and felt she was pregnant again. It would also explain why she wasn't a bridesmaid at Jana's wedding. What do you think of this theory? Tell us in the comments. The Duggar family has always remained in the limelight years after TLC canceled their shows. It's either because of negative things or rarely for something good. But lately, Duggar News followers have been showering Jana Duggar with tons of love and appreciation. The eldest Duggar daughter has finally tied the knot at a grand wedding with her and her husband Steven's family. The rumor mills were in high gear because of some alleged internal rivalry in the family. Many were saying that not every member of the Duggar family was in attendance during the Duggar wedding, especially Jill. There were many hints that fans picked up on and assumed that Jill wasn't a part of Jana's wedding. She has finally answered their queries. As the Duggar family truths are now out in the open, there are also instances of family rivalry. For instance, when the documentary exposing their lifestyle, Shiny Happy People, came out, Jill also spoke against her family. Since then, there have been updates about Jim, Bob, and Michelle being upset over this, including some other siblings. Jana tied the knot and had her sister Jessa Duggar be her maid of honor. Viewers found it odd that Jill didn't take on this role as she is closer to Jana's age. So rumors began that she might have not attended the wedding because of all the rivalry. But Jill finally decided to shun the naysayers by uploading pictures and clips from Jana's wedding. Jill and her husband Derek both were part of Jana's wedding. In the comments section of her Instagram posts, the Duggar news star happily said she wouldn't have missed her sister's special day for the world. She also wished Jana and Steven the very best. Viewers were also happy at last after realizing their supposed rivalry didn't come in the way of the celebrations. While Jill and Jana just shunned the rumors about any rivalry between them, there were still some things viewers didn't approve of. Apart from being an influencer, the former is also an author and has released multiple books about her experience of being a part of a large Christian fundamental family and the trauma it gave her. When everyone from the family was busy congratulating Jana and Steven on their wedding, Jill's husband did something different. He took the opportunity to talk about his wife's book instead. He announced that an updated version of their previously released book is available, and fans found it rude. They thought it was using the opportunity wrongly. Duggar news followers thought that it was incredibly rude that Derek, instead of congratulating the new bride at the time on social media, promoted his wife's book. What do you think about this? Tell us in the comments. Over the past few years, the Duggars had slowly begun to fade away from the reality TV world. But some still remain in the limelight because of the fan following they previously had. One of them is Jana Duggar. Duggar news followers know that she had been on a long hiatus but came back this year. Fans are getting to know a brand new side of her. Fans found out how Jana had started living separately from her parents. She started her vlogs, too, and that's where she shared this. After much speculation about her secret engagement, she also tied the knot with Steven Weissman. Now, Jana is ready to tackle one new adventure. She made a huge career announcement, and it was rather surprising. It's been a while since Jana Duggar became a famous reality TV star. It was all because of her family's show, 19 Kids and Counting. But as time passed and dark truths about their life started to come out, especially Josh's imprisonment, she went on a hiatus. Well, Jana is back now, and she has already given Duggar news followers a house tour and tied the knot. Now Jana made another major announcement about her life. As per People, she had enrolled herself into a nursing program at NWACC, or Northwest Arkansas Community College in Bentonville. Apparently, it was another interest she had over years. But what's huge is the fact that Jana has become the only sibling out of 19 kids to go to a secular college for the first time. Jana mentioned that she began looking for an alternative career after realizing marriage and birthing multiple kids might not be in the cards for her. So the Duggar news star began considering it a calling and wanted to pour herself into it. Jana also made it to the dean's list for this year's spring semester. Only students with a GPA between 3.5 and 4.0 get this honor. Apart from her nursing course achievement, Jana has had a lot to be ecstatic about. Duggar news followers must know that she was the only elder sibling who had not tied the knot. While most of their siblings had started to court for marriage at 16, Jana didn't. Instead, she stayed at her parents' house to look after her younger siblings. But the viewers were as glad as ever as Jana finally announced she tied the knot on August 15, 2024. It was with Steven Weissman. The couple had dated in 2020 and then reconciled in 2024. He also comes from a large family, one among 13 siblings. So the guest list had as many as 500 members from both of their families combined. Lots of things are going on in Jana's life. She is ecstatic as ever, and the audience is also pleased with all the new things she has been achieving for herself. Over the years, the Duggar family has really fallen apart. It all began when the court exposed Josh Duggar for his heinous crimes. While his parents have been trying every trick in the book to get him out of prison, his siblings feel otherwise. Jill and Jinger Duggar are family members who have not shied away from speaking up about this and exposing their family. Well, it looks like the rivalry is really running deep in the household. That's because Jana Duggar finally tied the knot in Arkansas. While Duggar News followers spotted many family members, they didn't see Jill Duggar. Is it because of the previously mentioned issue? The latter has also reacted to this alleged snub. Jana Duggar has been the only sibling from the Duggar household who didn't marry until she was in her 30s. Duggar News followers must know how the family members are allowed to court since they are 16 years old. But that didn't happen for Jana. Eventually, at 34, she announced that she was tying the knot with Stephen Weissman. While both their family members were present at the ceremony, there were some who weren't. Duggar News followers couldn't help but notice Jill Duggar was not in the pictures. Everyone began to wonder if that was because she had gone on record many times to speak against the family. Could it be that Jana didn't invite her for that very reason? Well, there is no confirmation of this, but Jill decided to congratulate her sister despite this by sharing a screenshot of an article about her wedding with the words, "My sister is married," and tagged the couple to congratulate them. Many viewers agreed that the post looked rather bland and performative, and hinted things might not be okay between the sisters. There have been all sorts of chatter after Duggar News followers realized that Jill didn't attend Jana's wedding. While she did make a congratulatory post about her on Instagram stories, her family did something appalling afterwards. Jill's husband, Derek Dillard, shared a post about an updated/edited version of their book coming out soon. Viewers didn't like this. They began criticizing Jill and Derek for attempting to steal Jana's thunder on her special day. So they shared screenshots of the post on Reddit and began to slam the couple for being opportunists. It didn't understand why they weren't supportive of their sister and wanted to focus on promoting their books instead. Viewers didn't approve. Jill's relationship with her family deteriorated after she appeared in a documentary exposing her family. Many believe Jim, Bob, and Michelle may have influenced Jana and Stephen's wedding guest list and perhaps decided to exclude Jill. How do you feel about this? Jana Duggar has been on top of the world lately. She recently tied the knot. It was a huge milestone for her. Duggar News fans know she is the only Duggar sibling to say "I do" in her 30s. That's because as the Duggars come from a fundamentalist Christian upbringing, they are allowed to court for marriage at 16 years old, but Jana didn't. She always prioritized her family and younger siblings. But at last, Jana finally tied the knot. Everyone was curious about her husband. It turns out she is married to Stephen Weissman. They had the ceremony just a few days ago, but viewers don't really know a lot about him. So who is Stephen Weissman? It's been a while since Duggar News followers saw Jana Duggar. They know that she was on a hiatus for a few years, but she marked her social media return in 2024 and also began to post YouTube vlogs, sharing more details about her life. After spotting an engagement ring on her finger, fans knew she would tie the knot soon, and she did. Everyone has been curious about Jana's new husband, Stephen Weissman, as they don't know much about him. It turns out he also has a large family, like his wife, and is one of 13 siblings. The couple met through their parents and were dating in 2020, but got back together after breaking up and reconciling in 2024. Apparently, Stephen is a man of many talents. Not only is Stephen a musician, skilled at playing many instruments, he is a part of his family band that professionally performs Christian/gospel music. Jana's new husband is also a craftsman and good at making small furniture. At the same time, Stephen also specializes in sports and acts as an assistant manager in his family's company Weissman Enterprises. Jana and Stephen finally walked down the aisle and said, "I do," in front of several family members on August 15, 2024, in Prairie Grove, Arkansas. As both of them are from big families, they had over 500 wedding guests. Duggar News followers were shocked to learn this. That's because Jana had kept her love life under wraps. She revealed that every girl envisions her dream wedding. Jana first thought that it might never happen for her, but then she reconciled with Stephen. While all of it had been hard to believe for her, reality seems to be finally sinking in for her. She mentioned how her husband asked her out by writing her a handwritten letter to reconcile earlier this year. Stephen and Jana were engaged for about 2 months and then decided to begin their happily ever after. As mentioned above, their families also knew each other